little slice of tomato and what's going to happen when that gets put in some dirt. So we've got just not a lot of homework today, guys, because guess what? You're already back to school. So we're just going to do a little bit of fun stuff today and not too much homework, okay? I promise what you're going to do is going to be fun, and it's going to give you something to look forward to in the next couple of weeks. So, sorry, we're a busy farm here today. It's Yellow Brick Road Farm, and it's Jennifer doing gardening for kids. We have the excavator in the back, and it's digging up some nice manure compost. We have manure compost being loaded on for someone to grow some giant pumpkins. We're going to cheer him on when they do the big weigh-in in Clark's Harbor in the fall. And it's gonna be nice that it's grown naturally with all that manure compost that we talked about last week when we talked about our 3 piles of poop and what the difference is and how it breaks down. So it's Jennifer from Yellow Brick Road Farm, and we are going to start with some garden seed starting. So where do we get seeds from? So we get seeds from online. You can get seeds from Bessie's. You can save your own seeds as well. So I saved a lot of seeds last year. I was able to save a lot of seeds, and that doesn't take a lot of work, and it saves you money. But if you didn't save seeds, luckily for you, you can buy seeds. So you can buy as many seeds as what you can imagine. So right now, this time of year, we're getting ready to start some early provider green beans. Okay, we're going to be starting some of those. We're going to be getting ready to start garlic. We're going to be ready to start potatoes. I'm going to show you how to start your seed potatoes and get those cut up and in the ground. I've got garlic starts to plant. And these are scarlet runner beans. So they're going to go all up over the fence over there, and they're going to put out a nice, and they're what's called a pole bean. So we have those. It's Jennifer from Yellow Brick Road Farm, and we're talking about seed starting. So we've also got right now, you're going to be putting in some things like tatsoi. I'm sorry, where's my tatsoi? Some peas, you can get some really fun peas. These are King Tut purple peas. And apparently they were claimed that they were found in King Tut's tomb. Stunning fuchsia purple flowers, fat purple pods. Plants are strong and vigorous, and they highly productive. And we're sowing these in place in early spring, 4 to 6 weeks ahead of the last frost date. So guess what, guys? That's now. We are planting seeds now. We are planting purple peas right now. We're planting tatsoi. We're planting lettuce. We're planting all kinds of spinach. We're planting all kinds of things that like cool weather, and are going to end up getting some really good harvest in not very long, actually. So remember last week I talked about hodgepodge. Thank you so much. Take care. Good luck with your pumpkin. So we talked about growing all kinds of things in cold weather crop. Here's another one we're going to grow, Chinese broccoli. That's a cold weather crop as well. So we're really excited to get started. There's some flowers that like cool weather. Okay, so we've got lots of seeds here now. Where do you get seeds from? I talked about last week that you should go online and start getting your seeds. They say now that seeds are the new toilet paper. Okay? Seeds are the new toilet paper because they're disappearing. They are in high demand right now because everybody is a little worried and anxious about their food supply. When you garden, you do not need to be anxious about your food supply. When you garden, you have food security, okay? When you grow your own garden, you have food security. So as long as you can do this, you will never have to worry about food again, okay? So that is what I am hoping that you'll take away from this, is that you're going to take away some really great things. Shirley. So she's talking about her horse. Sorry. So you can pan over to Callie. Callie's not liking the excavator too much. She's not loving that. Anyway, that's our horse. That's Callie. She's our Appaloosa cross, thoroughbred cross, and she is an 11-year-old Appaloosa who we've had for almost 5 years now. Since she was 6. She's my daughter's barrel racing horse, and if you go to our YouTube channel, you can check out some videos of Charlie's Barrel Racing. So that is our YouTube channel, and that's where this will be uploaded after. If you missed the first video and you want to go back, and this video will be up there as well after this. So it's Jennifer from Yellow Brick Road Farm, and we are talking seeds today because we are going to get ready and we are going to have food security, and we are going to have a skill that we can use our whole lives and never have to worry about food again. Okay? So I talked about seeds. So Vessie's, Halifax seed, you have Baker's Creek. Okay, and this is sort of a beautiful, beautiful compilation of seeds. You can go on rareseeds.com and you can find any seed that you can imagine in the world is from here. I tend to grow seeds that are, I tend to grow seeds that are more adapted for our climate. So remember, here in southwest tip of Nova Scotia, we are definitely a hard 5 zone, 5B, 6A. We're definitely cold, shorter growing season. We definitely don't get the longer growing seasons that some places get. So we definitely have to, when I look for seeds, I look for things that are going to be hardy in this area, and we're going to talk about that. So Halifax seed, Vessie seeds, the whole seed catalog. We've got incredible seeds, Hope seeds. There are a number of seed companies in Nova Scotia that specialize, Annapolis Valley seeds, that specialize in seeds and getting those. Yonder Hill is a new one that I've used. There. Yonder Hill is a new one that I've used as well. No, you can back up. There. Yonder Hill, they're from actually up like sort of Brisbane and Windsor way, I believe. So that's kind of fun. We're getting some a little closer. So, we're going to try seeds from all of them this year. I tend to save my seeds. Seeds are good. Once you buy them, you don't have to use the whole package right away. I got this little organizing thing from Wilson's, and I would love to see you guys send me some pictures of what you've organized your seeds in. Okay, so I'm sure you guys can do up a pretty box or decorate a box with all kinds of like vegetable, sort of go in a magazine and look for vegetables, pictures of vegetables, take them all out, cut them, find a box, decoupage or like glue them on, and then Mod Podge over them and make a very nice seed saving box. So I tend to lug mine around if it gets wet a lot. So I went with plastic, but you know what? I'd rather have something pretty like what I've just told you to make. Anyway, so we're looking at this time of year. We've got some turnip. We've got definitely lots of different seeds that we're going to be planting that love cool weather. So we have turnip that in this area, you're going to be able to put some things in the ground, some seeds directly in the ground. If it says 3 to 4 weeks before the last frost, you are looking at mainly around May, okay, in the middle of May. So, but it's completely up to you. It depends on where your garden is and where you have the most sun. So remember last week, we talked about sun rises in the east, sets in the west, 8 to 10 hours of sun. We've picked a nice sunny location. We've got our manure compost started. We are working really hard to get to get our garden ready and to get our seeds picked up and picked out, and we're getting ready to be prepared to grow our own food. So one thing, it is a full moon tonight. Sorry, it is a full moon tonight, and this is called the pink moon. And the pink moon is actually a great moon for planting time. So so that's why this week and next I'm going to be looking at putting some things in the ground, because this is the full moon that I'm sort of paying attention to. There are many, many old tales about looking at the moon in order to plant. And my grandfather, he went by the last full moon in May to plant everything to avoid that frost. So, and then he went by this moon in order to put like your potatoes, your onions, things like that in the ground. Of course, every year is different. You have to play it by ear. Because last year we had a horrible, horrible wet spring, and it was really hard to get all of that stuff in the ground. So anyway, it resulted in a delayed harvest for a lot of people. A lot of people weren't able to harvest. Yes, she is. She sees all this green stuff. Look. This is why chickens cannot be in your garden once you plant. She's eyeing up this green stuff that I've got here, and she thinks she's going to get into that. She's escaped out of her pen this morning. I'm not quite sure. We're gonna look and see where we've got a hole, because she's managed to get out, and I see a couple more that are running around. So they usually don't get the free range till later in the afternoon. Free range means that they are let out of their pen. They go around. They get all the worms. They get all the bugs. And they actually look after pests in the garden. They look after all the pests around the house. So anyway, so that's a little bit about seeds. You are going to start getting those seeds ready, and you are going to start, doing that. You want to look at what, right now I'm looking at what we ran out of this year and what we want to grow. So this I think is kind of fun to grow. Look at these guys. This is a small, round, pale, yellow cucumber. And I got these from Spencer. Spencer's in Shelburne has a wonderful selection of seeds as well. Okay, and Jim Spencer, the owner, really knows what he's talking about when it comes to gardening and seeds. So do the staff there. So I highly recommend you take a trip to Spencer's in Shelburne, and you can pick up some seeds there. These are called lemon cucumber. Now I grew these last year, and the thing with lemon cucumbers, they look like a round yellow ball. They don't look like a normal cucumber. And they are gasless. So normally cucumbers make you burn. So a lot of people didn't realize that you could actually grow like a gasless cucumber. So the lemon cucumber is supposed to make you have less gas and less burning. So I don't know. It's not really a problem here. I just liked them. They were really, really good. I liked having the different colors in the garden, and they did really well here. So that is also a good thing. I think what I'm going to do this year with these, plant them in one of the planters. I'm going to put a tomato cage, which is like a trellis and a support. I'm going to put them in that, and I'm going to let them grow up the trellis so that I can harvest them like that. So I think that, and that's a good option for you if you're doing container gardening and you want to just set some things out on your deck. I think lemon cucumbers would be a great choice. So what else do I have here today that we're going to be planting? So garlic. So many of you don't know that, the most thing that you're familiar with is garlic fingers. So garlic fingers, right? So when I planted this with my grandson last year, he couldn't wait for me to grow some garlic fingers. He didn't understand that this is just one ingredient in garlic fingers. He thought that I was growing garlic fingers, okay? So Anyway, that's okay, because it is one important ingredient in garlic fingers. So you've got pizza dough on the bottom, and then you're gonna mix garlic in with the butter, and you're gonna spread that on the pizza dough. You're gonna top it with cheese, and then you're gonna bake it. And that's how you make garlic fingers. So homemade garlic fingers. So you can do that easily. So these are $2.99. This is garlic. These are garlic bulbs, 3 of them. Now, a lot of people ask, why can't I just go to the grocery store and get garlic and plant it? Or why can't I just go get potatoes and plant it? Why can't I get, something, and will it grow? It might. Some vegetables have been sprayed with a pesticide to stop them from sprouting or stop them from growing. So what that means is that it is important to, it's always important to pay attention to what you're eating. However, when you eat organic, that basically is saying that, or when you know when your food comes from, because I know certain farmers and certain gardeners that are not by any stretch certified organic, but they certainly don't use pesticides, okay? They just don't have the designation or the government telling them that they're organic. So you guys, when you go to the grocery store, look for, organic, or if you know your farmer or you know where you're getting your food from, talk to them, and that is going to guarantee you some things that, have not been sprayed or with pesticides, or it's called I can't remember the name for it. Anyway, it's called something that stops it from growing in the bag. So see these little seeds, see these little sprouts coming up? So this garlic is getting ready to sprout. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these bulbs down. I'm going to peel off this, and I'm going to break these down, and each one of these is going to become a garlic bulb. Okay? So each one of these is going to become a garlic bulb. So I'm going to get quite a few out of one garlic bulb. And I'm just going to come over here, and I decided I was going to put them in front of my sunflowers and in front of my peas. So in order to maximize my space over here. So I'm going to have some things growing behind me. I'm going to come over, I'm going to get ready with my, with my garlic bulb. Woo, got them going everywhere. Woo. All right. Okay. Oh. All right, there we go. All right, Luke. So right here, I decided I was going to put some sunflowers. I'm going to heap this up with a little more manure compost right now. This is great soil right now. Look at those worms. Any fishermen out there? When you grow great gardens, this is what you get with one little scoopful, okay? That is those worms are breaking down all that organic matter, and they are really making your soil healthy. So you definitely want to see those. So I'm just going to go down. I'm not going down far, okay? And I'm going to plant it so that this little hard nodule is down. This little top part is up, okay? I'm not very technical there, sorry. And I'm just going to cover it with a little bit of dirt, okay? I'm not going to put a lot. It's nice and moist there. There we go. I'm going to scoop those worms back up, okay? And then I'm always going to mark it, because guess what? So in order, if I was doing a whole row of these, I would definitely drop some more. The garlic can grow pretty close together. So I'm going to put them probably, and it says on the back of the package, 2 to 3 inches, okay? So I can put them 2 to 3 inches there. And so then I'll just keep going, and I'll go the whole length of this garden fence here. I'm going to go the whole length. And so I will have a great crop of garlic in this area. And in back of the garlic, I'm going to plant some peas here. Okay, right here, I'm going to plant some peas so that they can trellis up and so that they can attach onto this, because some peas need support, okay? They need support to grow, otherwise they'll just fall on the ground and they'll start to mildew and rot. So you want to plant them somewhere where they can climb, okay? So some varieties will just sit on the ground, but it's always better to have support. So then we have back here, I'm going to do a row in the sunflowers. Now the sunflowers will take a long time to grow. So the sunflowers are going to take a long time to grow. So while the garlic is growing, while the peas are growing and I'm harvesting them, the sunflowers are going to be planted. They're going to take time growing. a smaller area like over here, that you can grow quite a bit in a small area. So you don't need a lot of room. Now I want to show you something. Remember my cold frame back here the other day? Okay. So what I notice now is that, zoom in right here, Luke. See this? All the lettuce is kind of starting to come up. So there's some lettuce there. I see some other, right here. Okay. So there. So I've got lettuce sprouting, okay, in my cold frame. And remember, as you remember, I just planted that last week. So that's going to be coming up soon as well. So it tells me I'm getting low on time. Okay. So I'm getting, basically I'm going to do the rest of the garlic today. I'm going to get that in the ground. The other thing that I'm going to do shortly is seed potatoes. So seed potatoes look like this. And you may ask why I can't just go to the store and buy a potato and plant it. It's the same thing that I said before, is that some of them have been sprayed with something to stop them from sprouting, to keep them fresh longer in the grocery store, so they will not sprout for you. So it's important that you use like a seed potato. Okay, you're gonna cut that. You're gonna make sure one of these, each of these is an eye. Each of these, Luke, can you zoom in, is an eye. Okay, you want to make sure that you have one of those. You can cut this potato in half and in quarters, but you want to make sure you have one of those in each of the quarters. Okay, so we're going to cut this, and I'm going to show you just actually, Luke, if you can show, oops, here, Luke, you can do the seedlings underneath and show the onion transplants. Let me get the knife. All right, so this here is a garden marker, and I'm going to mark where I planted that garlic, because guess what? You think you'll remember, but you don't. So I'm going to mark that off. I'm going to cut these potatoes. I see my brothers here too now in the background there. They're working hard on the farm renos today. It'll be great. So this is what I'm going to plant, and I'm planting this up. Okay, so if this was where I was planting my potatoes, I would bring this over. And potatoes like it quite far down, okay, because they don't like sun. You want to make sure you hill that up. So you're going to go really far down, and you're going to put that with the sprout going up, okay, and then we're going to cover that over, and we're going to hill it. Now when that potato comes up, when those sprouts come up out of the ground, you are going to want to make sure that you always keep dirt hilled up around the base of the potato plant. And that is because if those potatoes see the light, they'll turn green. They'll turn green, and that can be a toxic thing in your potatoes. So you might want to look that up and see more about that. Although I promised I wouldn't give you more homework today. So that's your seed potatoes. What I have down here is onion transplants. I have onion transplants, I have cilantro, I have leeks, I have shallots. Okay, now each of these little blades of what looks like grass is a shallot. Okay, and shallot's sort of like an onion. Okay, so each of those. Now I made these with the Enviro Potter. The Enviro Potter I got at DTC Natural. I want you to look it up online. You can make your own seed pots with newspaper and a little bit of potting soil. Okay, and then so what I did was I planted those seeds in those, and I just keep watering them. And then when I get ready to plant this, I'm going to plant this all in the ground, the whole thing, newspaper, everything. It's going to continue to feed the garden and the plants while it breaks down. So this is cilantro. This is an herb. So a lot of people like cilantro in their salsas. I like it on just about everything. And these are giant onions. These are called Alyssa Craigs, and they are a giant onion. So we'll be planting those as well. Leeks, and I use leeks, and they don't sound very fun. And you know what? Really, they're not. I only use them in chicken stock and things like that. So what I'm doing with these outside today is that I'm hardening them off. And the reason I'm hardening them off is because I am going to plant them soon. So you know how you get really cold when you go from like inside to outside and you go, whoa, burr. Plants do the same thing. So when you start your seeds inside, okay, you're gonna start your seeds inside. You are going to start right now inside tomatoes, cucumbers, eggplants, peppers. You are going to start all of those inside right now. Now, I like to do things as cheap as possible, as frugal, that's your word of the day, frugal as possible, okay? Because this shouldn't cost you $1 million to do a garden, okay? So take old plastic containers that you've got. I use Luke's wood burner, and I put 3 holes in the bottom for drainage. This is the potting soil I use. It's important to use potting soil that's sterile to start your plants, okay? I can't use this to start my plants. I'm going to use this outside when the plants go in here and I feed them. But to start my seeds, I need sterile potting soil, okay? I can't just go out and dig it out of the garden. It could contain things that might not make my seeds thrive. So you want to make sure it's sterile. VPW30, I use this. I love this potting soil. I get it every year at Spencer's, $17.95 for a huge bag. And I'm getting right down to the lowest part of the bag here. So we're getting ready, and you see it's got a great mixture. There, it's got a great mixture of there. So I'm filling that up. Now I'm coming over here. Now, I would normally take a tomato seed. Let's look at these ones, these Brad's Atomic Grape. They're kind of a fun one that I'm growing this year. Okay, and this is a new release from Wild Boar Farms. Cherry tomatoes. Okay, so it says start indoors 6 to 10 weeks before the last frost. So that is definitely what I'm doing. I have a heat lamp inside. You can get a heat lamp. So, last 2 minutes, Luke, promise. So, we have a tomato seed. I'm going to put that here, and I'm going to push that into the ground. I'm just going to cover it over. There we go. Okay. The other thing I'm going to do, is take this tomato. See those seeds in there? So those seeds have a coating on it, a membrane that prevents them from sprouting when they're in the tomato. But once you put it into dirt, it releases that gelatinous, that's your word of the day, gelatinous, which is just a word for slimy, okay? Then you're gonna put that dirt over it, and that is gonna break down that gelatinous membrane, and those seeds are gonna start to sprout. So that is kind of a fun thing to do. Everybody probably can get a tomato. I want you to get an organic tomatoes, take a slice, plant it, and I want you to show me next week what you have planted, what comes up, okay? So no seeds, no problem. You can certainly still be able to plant and have things growing up. So you can't always do that with everything, but that is how we do tomatoes. So that's your homework. Take a tomato slice, pack it in, find some recycled containers so that you can recycle those and use for planting. Take a tomato slice, and for fun, you can put a tomato plant in beside it, see which one grows quicker, what they look like, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so I promised a visit to the sheep. Let's get going. There's my brother. Giveaway of Trevor Way in your Facebook Live. That's my brother. And this is Willow. So Willow is expecting a lamb any day. Now it's a full moon tonight, so we're hoping she's gonna go. She's getting very uncomfortable. Oh, that's her mate Buddy. And here's Buddy. This is her mate Buddy. Here, Buddy. Look. And they're gonna get ready and go outside here for a walk. There. And that's Buddy. Buddy's a Cotswold Ram from New Ross Farm. We got him last year. And this is Willow. Hey, Willow. Oh. She's got lots of gas. So we are going to give Willow some treats there. Oh, how you doing, girly, huh? There, how you doing? Huh? She's very pregnant. And we've got her in here for today, you know, and usually she goes out for a little bit and walks around things. Lately, she hasn't felt like doing that much. But we got to keep her active until she has her lamb. So stay tuned. Maybe by next week, we will have a lamb. It's Jennifer from Yellow Brick Road Farm. And I just want to say happy growing this week, okay, everybody? And hopefully next week we'll have a lamb. Cross your fingers for me. And Willow. Oh, poor thing.